for some reason, a bunch of grown ass folks are upset about a new Superman movie that's coming out because of some underlining tones and themes that for some reason they never knew existed with Superman.
Trying to appeal to the largest possible audience. Should keep that in mind. I wanted to go see Superman. I'm not that interested in going to see it now. There's lots of ways that I can spend money. And this moron with his take and deciding to say Superman was super political and it was about an immigration story. I think he's alienated half the country, and I think he made a really poor decision.
Really poor decision by making a Superman movie that's going to alienate half the country. Clay Travis is upset. Let me show you guys more specifically what he's upset about. Jessica Tarloff on The Five was explaining why these grown-ass people are complaining.
Is Superman super woke? James Gunn, the director of the latest reboot movie, said, quote, Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country. But for me, it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and is something we have lost.
I mean, it's just straightforward. It's an immigrant story. Just to remind you guys, again, I haven't paid much attention to Superman in a while. But last I remember, he's this alien, literal alien from another planet that was tossed away from that planet because it was about to explode and then sent here to Earth. And then he stayed with some old folks in this small town. And he has some superpowers because he's this alien from another entire planet. But because they put the little curly Q in the front of his head and he's a white guy, he wasn't an immigrant anymore. I think this is the director's brother. This is Sean Gunn talking about the same thing. They really got pissed off when he said this.
Your boss, your brother, talked about Superman being an immigrant. And now MAGA is already upset that he's called Superman an immigrant. I wanted to get your reaction.
You know, my reaction to that is that it is exactly what the movie is about, I think, that, like, we support our people, you know? We love our immigrants. Yes, Superman is an immigrant, and yes, the people that we support in this country are immigrants, and if you don't like that, then you're not American. People who say no to immigrants are against the American way. They're against what the American dream is all about.
Truth, justice, and the American way.
Absolutely.
You know, and more people should say it like that. If you're against this, you're just against America. They need to stop letting people like this, the hateful folks, try and somehow gain this control over what it is to be an American. In order to be American, you have to be a hateful piece of trash, and you have to eliminate everyone else that has made this country what it is. Those are the people that are anti-American. Just say it out loud. Kellyanne Conway was also on that same panel. And this is how they think they can connect this Superman movie that hasn't even come out yet. It has affected the entire country so much that people don't even want to like stand up for the flag anymore. People are un-American now because of a Superman movie where they told the story of what Superman actually always was.
I think the big tell is the actual actor. His name is David Cornsweet, and he said, I guess he didn't change it to a better stage name. He found himself unable to say Superman's slogan, quote, truth, fighting for truth, justice, and the American way. He said, truth, justice, and all those good things. He refused to say the American way, and he's playing Superman. I went to the Yankees at Mets game yesterday at Citi Field, go Yanks. And you should see the people sitting for the national anthem for God Bless America. It's really just, I can't believe that we've come down to that. And I don't know. We don't go to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. I wonder if it'll be successful.
You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
Wow.
Is it superimposed or it actually says that?
It is super.
Just on the knuckles. One more.
People at the Yankees game weren't standing up for God Bless America or the national anthem because Superman is too woke now. Because everyone's sitting in their seats for God Bless America like they always do for decades, and the national anthem because of effing Superman. Listen, it's worth it to take a step back and look at the things these folks are saying and realize how cartoonishly childlike this is. So we're in the middle of a country right now that's got ICE agents running through cities, literally kidnapping people off the streets illegally, sending them to concentration camps and gulags in other countries. We have a Supreme Court that's allowing this president to do anything he wants. He just said the other day he has tremendous power to take over other cities if he doesn't like the leadership that's in place. But we're worried about Superman, a fake ass movie that's supposed to come out tomorrow, where they might have some themes of immigrants not being seen as snarly, blood dripping from their teeth immigrants coming to kill you. They're like, that's not good for our boogeyman story to tell our children, Trump supporters, that are going to continue to hate this country. That's the full objective. And if that objective isn't reached by them, they get upset and start whining, jump on the floor, kick their feet, and slam their hands and hold their breath till their face turns blue. I want to get to Mr. Superman, the guy that keeps talking about Superman all the time. The guy played Superman back in the 90s. And I guess every time the name is brought up, he has to chime in and say something ridiculous.
To see people picking on Superman and Jesse Waters making a funny comment about the cape saying MS-13, he wasn't talking about the character, in my opinion. I think he was talking about, I know Jesse well and I love him. I think he's great and funny, but he makes great political points with some snark, and it's great. And I think it's wonderful. And the point I think he was making about the MS-13 thing on his cape was, how woke is Hollywood going to make this character? How much is Disney going to change their Snow White? Why are they going to change these characters that exist, for the times? For Superman, it was truth, justice, and the American way. Well, they dropped that. In fact, they let it go. They let that trademark on that go. So it's out there, and they came up with truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Changing beloved characters, I don't think is a great idea. I think if you want to create a new character, go ahead and do that. But for me, Superman has always stood for truth, justice, and the American way.
They don't like the part about a better tomorrow. And if only these folks would stop changing what Superman is about. Superman never fought against bad guys. Superman was a bad guy. Superman went after the most vulnerable people. Did you know Superman would target 4-year-old migrant folks and then kick them out of the country? Did you know that Superman would go after a kid with cancer and kick him out of the country? Did you know that Superman would take a 50-year-old guy that's gardening and snatch him by his arm and throw him in a truck with masked agents and bulletproof helmets on with long guns? Did you know that Superman would go and swoop in and help those guys do that? Did you know, in fact, did you know, Dean Cain, that Superman once fought the guys that are leading this country right now?
Over his hundreds of storylines, Superman has faced off against a whole host of villains. And today we're taking a closer look at the story of how Superman took on the KKK and helped knock it on its hate-filled, racist ass. On June 10th, 1946, Superman begins his battle with the Clan of the Fiery Cross. The Clan of the Fiery Cross has turned its hatred on a Chinese-American boy named Tommy Lee and his family because Tommy has replaced a white kid as the starting pitcher for the local baseball team. In the end, the Klan and its leaders are brought to justice. In the week Superman versus the Clan of the Fiery Cross was on the air, Klansmen were afraid of what their own children might think if they discovered their Klan robes and hood. This radio program was wildly popular with its target audience. I think it could even be argued that the Clan of the Fiery Cross was the first program to demonstrate to corporate sponsors of the time that these radio shows could be about more than just entertainment, but they could be used in the fight for social justice, a fight comic book stories of all forms continue to this day.
At the back end of that, they were talking about how they realized that these stories could be used to fight social justice stories like that. The themes and the things that they would talk about would speak to regular life, and maybe people would see a better. It's weird how they changed that slogan, tomorrow. Instead, it's supposed to be the American old way of racism, bigotry, and using folks to step on their backs in order to promote yourself and act like you actually did it yourself. But he went after the Klan in 1940s. And then those Klan members were afraid. Now those Klan members are running the country. And guess who they're upset at? All you got to do is pay attention.